Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this important conversation. We're so excited to have you here today, and we hope that you are sharing this with the community. We are setting up on Facebook Live so that we can make sure that the community is aware of the resources that we are providing today. So give us just a second, and we appreciate you for being here. And feel free to introduce yourselves. You can do it live. You can also put it in the chat. If you represent an organization or if your organization has a resource, we'd really love to learn about it. I'm Candy Lewis, and I am the CEO of Positive Results Center, and we address trauma around intimate partner violence, sexual assault, and bullying. We already know that this fire has caused many people to be impacted, and the trauma that they have experienced is horrific. Those of us who are not in the fire zone, we are still impacted as well because of our loved ones, our friends, our family, our coworkers. And then some of us and of course, the air quality is horrific. But those that are in the fire zone need our help. They need the resources. And we want to make sure that people get this information as soon as possible. So as you see, we're going to have this conversation with one of our amazing community partners. It is the Jewish Free Loan Association. And joining us today will be Rachel, who will be talking a little bit more about the organization. She is the CEO, executive director, and we've been partnering with this organization since right about COVID, or maybe just before COVID. And as a person who has received the resources from Jewish Loan Foundation, excuse me, the Jewish Free Loan Association, I can testify that the services are amazing, and everyone needs to know about it. So we are still working through Facebook Live, but let's go ahead. Rachel, why don't you just go ahead and join us? Because we have guests here and we want to share what resources we have. And I'd like to take a moment to introduce you. So,
Cool.
Rachel, how are you today?
Well, these are definitely some difficult days we've had. You know, it's devastating to see all of the destruction and the trauma and to hear the stories of people who've literally lost everything that they have. You know, it's a difficult week.
Yes, it is true. And our hearts go out to everyone who has been impacted by the fire. As I was sharing with Rachel earlier, we do not call people victims. They have experienced the violence, they've experienced the trauma, they've experienced the loss, they've experienced the devastation from the fires. And so we want to support them as much as we possibly can. And so I'm glad that you have joined us today, Rachel. Can you please take a moment and introduce yourself as you see fit?
Absolutely. Thank you, Candy. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, and I appreciate our ongoing partnership. My name is Rachel Grose. I am the executive director of the Jewish Free Loan Association. We are an organization that offers zero interest and zero fee loans to residents of greater Los Angeles, Ventura, and Santa Barbara counties. We have been around for 121 years doing the same thing, offering interest-free and zero fee loans to people in need. Our loan funds spanned the lifespan. We offer literally everything from birth to death. On the one hand, we make loans for adoption and fertility, and then on the other hand, for burial. We have loan funds for all parts of your life. We have loans that cover all kinds of emergency situations. The biggest buckets that we tend to see are around housing, which includes loans for Section 8 security deposits, first and last month's rent, moving costs, and all other housing needs, including basic furniture and other necessities for an apartment. We also have loans for medical care, dental care, and mental health care. We have loans for women and children who are fleeing domestic violence, loans for children with special needs, loans for purchase of a used vehicle or car repair. We also make loans for all forms of higher education, whether you're studying technical and vocational school, junior college, traditional four-year college, graduate school, medical school, dental school, law school, PhD. If you're a student and you need a loan, please contact us. We support the small business community. We offer loans for all aspects of small business needs. For example, we offer loans to help pay for salaries. We offer loans to help with inventory. We offer loans to help with signage and marketing, purchase of computers, security, all kinds of expenses as related to a small business. And today we're here to talk about the loans that we are offering to the community who have been affected by these horrendous fires. These loans will be processed quickly and efficiently in order to get the money into the hands of the people that need it most. These loans can be used for temporary housing, including hotels and short-term rentals, the purchase of clothing, medication, and other essential items, purchase of a used car or other emergency needs. These loans can also be used by the small business community to purchase inventory, to relocate, to purchase signage, to let people know that you've relocated, and to replace computers or other essential equipment. The process for all of our loans is very straightforward. You can go to our website, jfla.org, or you can download our app in the Google or the Play stores and apply now. We request some basic information, and we need to know the need of the loan, the amount that you're requesting. All of our loans do require guarantors. However, in this catastrophic emergency situation with the fires, we are offering a very limited number of loans with no guarantors for up to $2,000. These loans will be processed on a first come, first served basis. So if you are in need, I encourage you to apply today. These funds will likely run out in the next week or two.
Thank you, Rachel. So I want to just share with everyone, first off, for anyone who's joined us on Facebook Live or here on Zoom, I'm Candy Lewis, CEO of Positive Results Center. Again, we address trauma around intimate partner violence, sexual assault, and bullying. However, we also support anyone with any kind of trauma, and we know that this is very traumatic. It's very traumatic for the community, for the people who have been directly impacted, as well as their loved ones. And so it was important to me to share what I feel is one of the best unknown resources in Los Angeles County, and that is the Jewish Free Loan Association. Rachel, thank you so much again for joining us and sharing more about the resources that you provide. And what I love is I didn't know that you provided things such as computers and signs for, so you're able to support not only the families and the individuals that have lost their homes or have lost items, but you're also able to help businesses.
Yes. Yes, we
That's
really,
really
we're a big advocate of the small business loan community. We have hundreds and hundreds of loans to the small business community outstanding in the community, helping all kinds of businesses. You know, some small businesses that people run from their homes, other larger businesses, restaurants, seamstresses, all kinds of things.
right. That is really wonderful because I know people left in the middle of the night. they just grabbed what they could. So we know that they don't have clothing, they don't have diapers, they don't have household items, they don't have food. They may not have their car, which may have gotten burned up. But to think about the businesses that will run from people's homes and the support that they're going to need is really an amazing service. So let's talk about how would someone get a loan, and then what qualifies them? Because I know you have loans up to $15,000, 0% interest. Can we stop for a minute and talk about 0% interest? So for all of you that are using your credit cards are charging you anywhere from 10 to 30% just to use your credit cards. Your debit cards are also charging a fee every time you use it. So to have a 0% loan is it's the best thing I could ever think of. And so you also have $2,000 loans for anyone who may not be able to qualify for the larger amount. So what makes the difference and how would they qualify? And then also how would they apply? And I'm looking here, Nathaniel, thank you for joining us, saying that for this space and that you have friends that have evacuated to the valley. And if anyone else wants to make a comment, please do so.
Yes, Candy. So qualifying for a loan is fairly straightforward. The main and most important piece is that you need to be a resident of Los Angeles, Ventura, or Santa Barbara counties, and you need to be able to show proof of a California ID, driver's license or ID, verifying your address. That's the first qualifier. The second is that you need to show the need. So in this case, if you tell us, my house burned down and this is my address in the Palisades, and I need to buy clothing, that will be sufficient. For some of our other loans, the need needs to be a bit more substantial. And I mean, not more substantial, the verification needs to be a bit more substantial. So in other words, if you're applying to get your car repaired, we need to see a car repair estimate, something like that shows a legitimate need. In the case of the fire, we're taking people really at their word, as long as they can prove their residency. Then you need to show us that you're working. We cannot help people who are not working. So if you are unemployed, you are not eligible. If you have steady income, which by the way can be Social Security, if you have steady income and your income is more than your rent, then you generally qualify for the loan. You also will need to show us that you have a guarantor. A guarantor can be a family member, a friend, a coworker, anyone in your life who will sign a piece of paper that says that they will pay the loan in the case of your default. Because we're making essentially unsecured loans. The guarantor is the only piece of security that we have to help ensure that everyone will repay us. And our process works. We have a greater than 99% repayment rate. We've been around for 121 years. It's a seamless process. Today, what we will do for an approved client is we transfer the money directly into your bank account from our bank account. So if you don't have a bank account, you also will not qualify. Generally, people do have bank accounts these days. That's how the process works. It's clean, it's simple. We pull the repayments on a monthly basis from your bank account. If you do bounce, we notify you, and we have a process in place to work with you. But it's really a seamless, efficient, easy process, and all you need to do is download the app.
So thank you so much for that. Thinking about this particular situation, thinking about the fact that a lot of people just up and left in the middle of the night, they may not have a driver's license. They may not have their ID. So first I want to say, if there's anyone listening, if there's anyone on Facebook, anyone here, and you know how we can support people who may have lost their ID and getting a new one without going to stand in the long lines of DMV, please reach out to me, reach out to Positive Results, put that on Facebook and let us know because we want to be able to support everyone. And Rachel, I understand if they don't have that, you can't support them. And I understand that's a very important business business model because we want to make sure that we're giving the money to the person that is requesting the money. But now we are living in 2025. And there are many people that don't have bank accounts. They have Venmo, they have Cash App, they have all these other different things. So they're not able to apply as well, right?
That's correct. You must have a bank account.
Okay, so if there's anyone that is a banker, you need to contact people and let them know. Put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok. That if they don't have bank accounts, then contact you so that we can get some bank accounts, especially for those people. Yeah, and I'm going to say it, younger people who are living in this time without bank accounts. Okay, so we've talked about what do they need? This application, can they do it online?
Yes, you can only do it online.
Okay,
Online or by downloading the app. We're a completely virtual agency. Everything is done electronically.
okay. And then you also said something about if they have a job or an income. So if they have an income, even if they're working part-time, but their rent is they're receiving more than what their rent is, they're still eligible.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, what if they have roommates? So let's say the rent is $1,900 a month, and there's three people, but they only are responsible for, let's say, $1,000 or $900. How would they justify that?
So we see that quite frequently. I just think when the loan analyst does the virtual intake, they need to explain, their rent situation. So just like you did, if they're living with three people and their portion of the rent is $600, we try to substantiate the story, but we take people at their word generally.
Okay, awesome. So I want to encourage everyone to please reach out to the Jewish Free Loan Association. Can we put that link on here on Zoom? And also we will make sure that we post it again on not only my personal page, the company page, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, everyone. Oh, it's no longer Twitter, huh? So we want to make sure that everyone has this resource. So let's talk about this loan. So at $15,000, what is the length of the loan? We don't have to talk about the interest rate because it's a free interest loan. But what is the length of the loan and what does that payment amount look like?
So the length of the loan is 3 years. You have 3 years to repay the loan. The repayments begin 30 days after the loan is made to you. And you can simply do the math, depending on how much you want to borrow, divide that by 36 months because there are no interest and there is no fees on these loans. So, if you borrow $15,000, divide by 36 months and you'll see exactly what your payment would be for the next 3 years.
So if we borrow $15,000, our payment will be $416.67 a month. And that is relatively inexpensive. Well, first off, it's very inexpensive given the fact that it's a 0% loan. And at $15,000, that's amazing. So what you're also saying is if someone doesn't need the entire amount, they can take less. They can maybe get a loan for 5,000.
Exactly. You should ask for what you need.
Okay. Okay. That's great. So how did the Jewish Free Loan Association start 100+ years ago?
So interesting that you asked that. In the Jewish tradition, there is an idea that you don't lend money with interest. And this is something that the Jewish community has been offering for thousands of years, dating back to the time of Maimonides. So you'll see that there are interest-free loan societies throughout the world. There are many throughout the United States. There in California, there's one in San Diego, and there's one in San Francisco. There's one in New York City, there's one in Detroit, there's one in Houston, there's one in Dallas. If you go to the International Association of Jewish Free Loans website, you can see all of the organizations throughout the world. You simply put in your city and they'll show you the one that is closest to where you live. A lot of the organizations only serve the Jewish community. In Los Angeles, the Jewish Free Loan Association was founded in 1904 by a group of men as a non-sectarian organization to help anyone in the city of Los Angeles. They were very forward-thinking, and they had the idea that they wanted to help anyone in need. At the time, most of these loans were made for things like sewing machines, push carts, and rent. And every so often, even today, we get a loan where someone needs to purchase a sewing machine. These are obviously a bit more high-tech than the ones they had in 1904, but it feels very close to the mission, and love making those loans. So any seamstresses out there, feel free to apply. But that's how we started. And over the years, we grew and grew and grew. And we, on our website, there's a link where you can see the history, and you can see the different things that have happened over time during World War I, during World War II, during Vietnam, how we've helped different communities, as history has happened. And right now we're at a moment where we're helping the people who've been affected by these fires.
Right. Thank you so much. So, am I to understand that you do not do a credit check?
We do a credit check on loans over $10,000, and we do a credit check on all of the guarantors.
Okay, all right. So, does someone have to have a 720 score to get?
No, we're assuming people do not have high credit scores. Generally, you need to have a credit score of between 550 and 600 at the bottom in order to qualify for a loan. But we are a nonprofit and we are not a bank, and there are exceptions to that rule.
Awesome. And so if there was an exception, what would I do if there was a situation and I needed money and my credit score was 492? Um,
I would
so
encourage you to apply, and we would look at the whole picture, the whole financial profile, and we would also very carefully assess the quality and strength of the guarantor. And the decision lies, at the loan committee, which meets every week to review the loans.
okay. That's a good segment into how long does it take to get this loan from the time I fill out the application?
We can turn these loans around in emergency situations in 24 to 48 hours. However, generally, we are waiting on the client to give us supporting documentation. It's usually, we're waiting on the client. Once we have the information, we move. The loan committee meets every week, and the disbursements are made the following day.
So what type of documentation do you need?
We need California ID. We need proof of need. And depending, the business loans need additional documentation, which is outlined on our website. But for the individual, for the fire loans in particular, you need to have identification and proof of need.
Okay, great.
And also be able to show that you are employed or have a source of income.
Okay, so what we're saying here today is if there is anyone who has been affected, impacted, or have had a loss, and they're in one of the fire zones or anywhere that has been impacted by the fire, that they can get a loan simply by going either online or to your website and filling out the application. They can do it online or they can do it through downloading the app or the link Okay, and so then they just need to have their proof of ID. They also need to have a need statement, and they need to be able to show that they are employed. That's fantastic. And to say that you can get that turned around uh, in 24 hours or at the most a week is amazing. I think everyone should know all about your organization. And let me say this, I didn't know prior to COVID about your organization. One of our great partners, Change Reaction, introduced us to you. And I want to thank Change Reaction for the amazing services that they provide to the community directly through nonprofit organizations such as Positive Results Center. So I want to thank you for that. I want to find out if there are any questions. Let me take a pause for the cause. I'm going to check my Facebook page because I've shared it there and see if there's any questions. And then if anyone here that is joining us has any questions, we'd love to hear that as well. Okay, so we have comments on Facebook. Who's joining us has any questions? Let me turn this down. Okay, so we have, actually, it looks like these are all things that our team has been sharing. So thank you very much, team. We have people that are watching, and hopefully, the most important thing is that this message is getting out. Whether you have a question now or if you have a question later on, you can contact Rachel. Can they contact you directly? Should they contact your organization? Should they just fill out the application? What should they do?
They can just go directly and fill out the application. If they do have a question, they should send an email to info@jfla.org.
info@jfoa.org. Okay, let me just check my page, see if there's any questions. People are sharing this on Facebook from my page, tagging other people, which is amazing. So thank you so much. We appreciate you, Reverend Frank, for sharing with your
Thank you.
network. It's so critical that we share this information, that share the resources. And we're going to follow up. We will send those of you who have attended this, you'll get a copy of this video. And we are also, Positive Results Center is also collecting items that we can get directly into the hands of those who are most impacted. So it's important. We've been devastated here in Los Angeles County. For those of you who don't live in Los Angeles, the beautiful communities of Pacific Palisades and Altadena have just been decimated. It looks like war zones, and people are tired, people are overwhelmed, they're exhausted. They don't know what to do next. And so I'm so thankful to you, Rachel. I'm so thankful to the Jewish Free Loan Association and everyone else that is going to make a donation. Which reminds me, if someone is watching this and you want to make a donation, whether it is a cash donation or donation of supplies, you can contact us here at Positive Results Center. We are accepting donations in our office. You can also go to our website and you can make a financial donation, or you can purchase the items on Amazon and have them shipped here. And we'll make sure that people that have been impacted will receive this. But I'm wondering, Rachel, if someone wants to donate to the Jewish Free Loan Association, can they do that?
Absolutely. There's a link on our website. It says donate now, and you can make a donation of any size. Every little bit helps, and we're very appreciative of all donations. That would be wonderful, especially during this time.
Especially during this time. Well, Rachel, is there anything else that you want to share? We're not going to keep people on. We know people have things to do, and we just want to just make sure that we get the resources and the tools out. So why don't you take another moment, give them again the information, how to reach you, how to fill out the application, what do they need, and then I'll say my closing remarks, and if there's any closing remarks that you have, we appreciate them.
Wonderful. Thank you, Candy. Again, if you want to apply, please go to our website. You can click on the link to apply now. You can download the app. And the process is simple and straightforward. It shouldn't take you more than 10 or 15 minutes to complete the application. And we really look forward to helping you during this terrible time. Candy, thank you so much for inviting me to speak today and to share our information with the community. I really appreciate it. It's very important to help spread the word. And I wish everybody, good luck and stay safe and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Really appreciate your support. And I look forward to continuing to work with you and sharing the great work that you do. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Ms. Lewis. Good job. Appreciate it.
Thank you so very much.
Yes,
Now, who
ma'am.
is that speaking?
That's Reverend Jackson.
Reverend Jackson.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Reverend Jackson, are you in an area that has been impacted?
Well, I'm in Orange County, but our church is in Inglewood, and a lot of the ministry that we work with. Matter of fact, the program director for the University of Southern California Center for Religion just got a
Yes.
notice this morning. He lost his entire house, and he had like over 60 years of artifacts, et cetera, from all over the world of the various religions. Everything's gone. So his daughter and his daughter and son, they're in Colorado. They're on their way now, and he just retired recently.
Oh, wow.
They've been in the house. They've been in that house over 50 years,
Oh, wow.
and it's gone.
Was he in Altadena?
He was in
Or
Altadena, yes, ma'am.
So for those who don't know about Los Angeles County, first off, Los Angeles County, Southern California, Orange County, we have so many beautiful communities, and we see a lot about what's going on in Pacific Palisades. And we've seen some before and after pictures, and I don't know how many people have seen before pictures of Altadena.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, Altadena was one of the most beautiful,
yeah,
thriving African American and Brown communities
yeah,
in all of Los Angeles County. Um, when the Great Migration came forth and people moved to Southern California, many people went to Altadena and they had big, giant, like their home sat on an acre, 2 acre plots, and it was a very much safe space for Black people to live. And it continued to be a thriving community. And now it has been broken down to look like a war zone. And we have thousands of people that have lost their homes in both Altadena and Pacific Palisades. There is a need that is so great for every community because no matter what you had before, once you lose it, it's gone and we can't
God,
replace it. We're thankful for the lives that have been saved, but how do we support all of the people that are going to have needs? And you're going to see all on Facebook. You're going to see a lot of people providing resources. Let me tell you, it's not enough. It is not enough. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to have you on, Rachel, and thank you so much, Reverend Frank, I want to talk to you a little bit, is that I see on Facebook so many GoFundMe's. We're not going to be able to GoFundMe out of this. We're going to have additional resources and tools. That means everyone from all across the world, and I do mean all across the world, please send in don't think that $5 is too little to send in. $5 means the difference of someone eating today. $5 added with somebody else's $5 is going to eventually pay for the mortgages because even though they've lost their houses, their mortgages are not going away, at least no time soon. People are going to need to hire attorneys. They're going to need to hire advocates. People have lost their insurance before these fires. So
yeah,
how are they going to be able to pay for the work to restore their homes? And
yeah.
so thank you so much, Rachel, for providing the resources and tools. And Reverend Frank, why don't you join me again? And let's talk about the direct impact that this has had, especially you being the Reverend for, which church are you with?
We're in Inglewood, New Mount Pleasant Missionary Baptist, and we
Oh,
also
yes.
We work with a program at USC, the Center for Religion and Civic Culture. I'm sure you're
Yes.
familiar with Dr. Cecil Murray.
Yes, absolutely.
Dr.
I
Cecil,
know the program well. But
yes, and
share with
so
the community who may not know it.
yeah, well, yeah, it's I'm the community initiative fellow and affiliate with the program. And in 2005, when Dr. Murray retired from First AME Church, and USC brought him onto the campus and put a program together. He was the Tansy Fellow. For the Center for Religion and Civic Culture by bringing in we train ministries. We've probably gone to about 1,500 in the Los Angeles County, Riverside, San Bernardino, Ventura area, on training on how to do civic engagement, public policy, economic development, and dealing with issues like this. And it just so happens that a number of the ministries that are part of the program are in that Altadena, San Gabriel Valley area. So we're still, the group is still trying to go through now and find out, who's been impacted, how they've been impacted, but never really had a thought pattern of a program that was out to train folk, and now we've got to go out and provide services for the folk that we've been training. Oh, and I mean, this is devastating. I mean, living in Orange County when we first moved in our house, and that was in '90, when the Laguna fires, were erupted, and we were real close. We were on the edge of being able, having to evacuate, but just seeing the flames, blowing through the air. And to see it happen, that like that in an area like Altadena and Palisades, it's going to take a long time for that to be recovered, because you can do even though a lot of folk lost their homes, and the insurance companies are going to have to deal with that. It's those artifacts and the pictures of your families, and that little card that your 50-year-old child brought from your kindergarten, a
Right.
report card that's been on the refrigerator for 40 years. It's gone.
Yes.
It'll never be replaced.
Right.
And that's going to be, I was listening to the news yesterday, and a gentleman had lost his house. Had lost his house I'm sorry, lost his business. His business had burned in the last group of fires in the Palisades area, and had just opened back up in December, and it's burned down again.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
this is important. One of the reasons this is really important to me is the trauma that
yeah,
has been that is
yeah,
going to really
yeah,
manifest itself. We're at the beginning. So we're not, most people are not thinking about the
yeah,
impact of the trauma of this. How is this going to set people from the loss, from the
yeah,
devastation, from the loss of even the lives and the pets
yeah,
that they may
yeah,
have lost, the memories and the
yeah,
memorabilia. And so I want everyone to know that our organization, Positive Results Center, has a healing center here. And we invite people, contact us at info@prc123.org, so that maybe we can do some sound baths, some yoga, some healing. Maybe we can bring some resources out to the community, some of our mental health therapists, and really support you in the way that you need. And for other organizations, the churches, contact us. We love to partner with you. There's so many different people that are providing these resources. And how do you need us to support you? Rachel, thank you so very much
yeah.
for
Thank
your
you, Miss Rachel.
support. We
Yeah.
really love and appreciate you. I'm going to continue to share the resources, and we
Thank,
appreciate you giving us your time today.
thank you so
Rachel,
much for
real
everything.
quick,
Yes,
We,
would it be a problem if we put your website on our website?
please do. Please
Okay.
share it.
And you also, Miss Lewis, I'd like to put yours on our website. Let me put my website in, and I'll put my website in the yeah.
thank you. Appreciate that, Reverend Frank Jackson Jr.
Okay. Okay. Thank you both very much. Thanks,
Okay,
Candy.
Rachel, I'll
Let's
make
stay
sure
in
that we
touch.
get that information to you.
All right. All the best. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay
Thank you,
safe.
guys.
So please put your info. Okay, I see it in here. Thank you so much. We'll make sure that we share that as well. In what ways are you able to support the community, Reverend Frank?
Right now, we're an energy education agency. We work real close with Southern California Edison. So again, in any of those that's in that Altadena customer base and Palisades customer base, et cetera. Edison has some various programs. We've been posting them out, but Edison has some programs, and a lot of them are on our website. That will be able to give them some assistance through these trying times. They pushed out real hard yesterday. They have a $50,000 college scholarship for high school students. And again, it's due on the 23rd. They may extend it out based on what's going on, but stuff like that that'll at least get somebody's mind off of what's going on.
Yeah,
But it's going to take a lot of resources and patience to get through this one, because you're talking about rebuilding a city,
absolutely. A whole city. We're not
whole
talking about a
city.
block. We're not
Yeah, a
talking
city.
about a house. We're talking
Yeah,
about a whole city.
city. Yeah,
And while we're talking about rebuilding the whole city, we're also talking about moving people from that
moving.
entire city
Yeah,
and giving them safe. I want to
yeah,
say that safe
safe.
housing that
Yeah,
is I want to start with the word respect,
yeah,
that we're not putting people in just any old little place,
yeah.
that is safe, that is clean, that it meets the needs of these families. I,
This is a test. This is going to be a test.
right, right. And for those of you who say, like, okay, I don't have any money. I don't have,
Uh-oh, did she freeze?
Oh, she
huh?
froze. Okay, you back. Okay,
Okay. I
yeah, you
was
was
saying,
froze.
for those of you, thank you so much. For those of you who may say, I don't have money to donate. So first off, $5 goes a long way. But also you may say, oh, I got a second car. Maybe I can donate a second car, or you can allow someone to use a second car. Maybe you can also you have a extra a room in the back, because I know a lot of people built these ADUs or is it ADUs? Right. They built ADUs and we were hoping to rent them out, and some people didn't rent them out. I'm not talking about y'all trying to come up, because we don't need to come up right now. We need a safe space for people to land. You might have extra clothing, clean clothing. Please, when you see something that says donate clothing, do not dig deep in the bottom of the basement, in the back drawer, under the couch, and pull out this trifling, nasty, toe up, moth eaten, and mothball smelling stuff. Okay, yeah, I'm preaching because I want y'all to know we do a prom dress gift away, Reverend Frank, and we're going to do it again this year. We've been 10 years into this, and we donate. We have 1,500 gowns, size 0 to 28. We have tuxedos, shoes, purses, jewelry, makeup, hair, hygiene items, and everything is free. And we get donations from different groups and organizations and companies. But every now and then somebody comes up with some dirty, nasty stuff that they wouldn't give their dog. Throw that mess away. And please don't do that to the people who are surviving, who are trying to make a new life, a new reality for themselves, who don't have anything and have been burned out. I'm sorry. I just had to say that. So, Reverend Frank, did I freeze?
Oh, there you go. Okay, I was trying to put it. I think I got too much in there. I was trying to set a resource, but it was too many of them, so it said I exceeded the. So I got to cut some of it out. Let me see here now.
Okay, while you cutting it out, let me just go ahead and repeat what my friend and community partner Arnetta Mack with Mack Enterprises. If you all need anyone who does to do
Is Arnetta at?
graphics, huh?
Is Arnetta on here?
Yes, you are on here. Arnetta
Arnetta,
says,
that's your sister Mac. How you doing?
Fabulous. She says, if you sow rubbish, you will reap rubbish. So give good gifts. Give good gifts. That's going to be my motto. Give good gifts. And let me tell you, we want, there are many people walking around here talking about, I'm blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. If you are blessed, that blessing is not for you. That you are blessed because you were supposed to be blessing somebody else. Your blessings come from blessing other people. And I tell people this all the time. If you got something in your right hand and you got something in your left hand, you can't get more until you give it away. And then you could get some more. So for those of you who have resources, who have items, who have money, who have a car, who have a
Candy's frozen again. Is it okay if I share something? Can you hear me?
Ms. Mack, how you doing?
Fine. I'm fine. I'm just watching this devastation and it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
hitting me personally, not me personally, but close friends have lost everything. I mean,
yeah,
everything. And I
yeah.
feel like they're in shock. I feel like there's a level of shock happening. And someone described it yesterday. We were at an interfaith prayer breakfast and they were saying that we may not see a lot of tears, but there's a lot of agony. And that's what I'm seeing, a whole lot of agony. But I just really want to share real quick, if I may. I'm just taking some liberty because Candy jumped off. But you know what? They're saying we want to donate a lot of goods and we see the need, but they said that right at this moment, the people that are like living in hotels and in rooms, they can't handle too many tangible things right now because they don't have a way of storing, moving things around. So, just kind of be mindful of that before taking 5 hefty bags to somebody's hotel room, because they have to manage all of that stuff in an awkward time. So, money and the gift cards, all that's good and welcome right now.
Thank you, Ms. Mack. Thank you, Reverend Jackson. My name is Ashley Burris. I am the operations director at Positive Results Center, and we are sorry in advance or we are sorry in the middle of the technical difficulties. We did lose Miss Lewis, but we will be sure to share for those of you who may have missed the top of the broadcast. We will be sure to reshare this as well, send an e-blast resharing the conversation had with the Jewish Loan Foundation so that you guys can know all the resources that they have available. Also, Reverend Jackson Jr., thank you again for all the resources that you are currently sharing in the chat. And anybody else who is on the line, feel free to drop the resources in the chat. We will be sure to also share those out in our next e-blast as well. And thank you again, Ms. Mack, for everything that you just shared. We will definitely always collect anything that you guys have to donate, but also keeping in mind, yes, that people are limited with what they can store and travel with. So please, financial donations are also much needed so that we can provide or assist with providing as much support as possible. I'm also sharing the flyer visibly for you guys. I will also have our team share the flyer on social media as well. If you know of any organization or people who desire to donate, whether it's physical goods or financial, please feel free to have them reach out to us. They can either contact us again at info@prc123.org or visit our website at prc123.org. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us. If anybody else has anything they'd like to share over the last couple of seconds before we close out, feel free to. And again, thank you for taking your time to sit and chat with us. Awesome. With that being said, again, thank you guys. Have a great day. Everybody stay safe out there. And please, we're excited to get past this and to start to rebuild our wonderful state and to start to repair. So again, if you know anybody who's dealing with mental stress, obviously so many of us are during this time, feel free again to reach out to us at info@prc123.org. We do have plenty of resources available, and we want to make sure that we try and help as many people as possible. Again, thank you guys, and please stay safe and have a blessed weekend.